Hi, everyone. This is Lynn. Rocket Lab's stock has had an incredible run. Back in February 2024, it was trading around $4 a share. By December 2025, it briefly broke $77. That's roughly a 19 times move in under 2 years. If you made money in this rally, you deserve to celebrate. Because investing isn't just about spotting a good story, it's about conviction, timing, patience, and emotional control. From the moment you decide to invest to putting real money on the line to sitting through volatility to reviewing your decisions afterward, every step filters people out. I know someone who started buying Rocket Lab when it was around $4. He traded constantly, sold on small rallies, bought on small dips. 2 years later, after all that work, his average cost ended up above $40. So if you actually caught this move and held through it, that tells me something important. This money wasn't luck. You earned it. Why did Rocket Lab explode like this? One major catalyst came from Citibank. In 2025, Citi raised Rocket Lab's 12-month price target from $33 to $50, largely due to progress on the Neutron rocket. What's interesting is that rocket launches are not Rocket Lab's main revenue source. Launch services are only about one-third of the business. The real profit engine is space systems dash, satellite platforms, payload integration, and on-orbit operations. But Citi's upgrade tells us something deeper. The market isn't just pricing current revenue, it's pricing what Neutron unlocks next. Why Neutron matters. Neutron is a reusable, medium-lift rocket with its first test flight expected in the first quarter of this year, one of its most interesting early missions. Is point-to-point cargo transport on Earth, primarily for military use. Using rockets to move cargo is dramatically faster than aircraft. This idea isn't new. Elon Musk has talked about using Starship to move cargo and even people between any 2 points on Earth in under 45 minutes. That kind of capability could generate cash flow even outside interplanetary missions. Rocket Lab's version is smaller, but the logic is the same. Right now, it's focused on defense. But if launch costs keep falling, global ultra-fast logistics becomes a real market. That's why investors are paying attention. SpaceX versus Rocket Lab, the wrong comparison. A lot of people ask the same question. How can Rocket Lab compete with SpaceX? Short answer, they're not chasing the same customers. If you compare pure launch cost per kilogram, Rocket Lab's Electron is much more expensive than SpaceX's Falcon 9. Yet Electron keeps flying. Orders keep coming in. Why? Because sometimes you don't want to ride share. Imagine you're sending a sensitive pharmaceutical crystal into low Earth orbit for research. You don't want to wait for a shared launch. You don't want to compromise orbit precision. You don't want to depend on someone else's schedule. Electron gives you a dedicated launch. The payload is small. The rocket is small. The fit is perfect. Using Falcon 9 for that mission would be like renting a semi-truck to deliver a single box. Precision beats scale. Rocket Lab also offers custom satellite platforms. That matters because orbital placement isn't trivial. Different orbits mean different gravity gradients, temperatures, radiation exposure, and mission outcomes. For things like drug crystals or superconducting materials, precision determines whether the experiment succeeds or fails. If the orbit is wrong, the entire mission can be worthless. That's what Rocket Lab sells: control and certainty, not brute force. The launch market is crowding, but not infinite. In mid-2025, Firefly Aerospace went public. Other players like Relativity Space, now owned by Eric Schmidt, are also targeting small to medium launch. But here's the reality. Every industry eventually concentrates. Right now, orbital launch has maybe 4 serious players: SpaceX, Falcon 9, and Starship. Blue Origin, New Glenn. Rocket Lab. ULA Boeing, effectively one combined entity. Blue Origin's New Glenn deserves special attention. Its second successful flight in late 2025 completed booster recovery, making Blue Origin only the second company in the world to master orbital-class reusable rockets. That fills a major gap in heavy lift capability. For newer entrants, launching alone isn't enough anymore. They need additional space infrastructure businesses to survive. That's why companies like Voyager, which focuses on commercial space stations, are emerging, especially with the ISS nearing retirement. Is commercial space really that big? Many people still think space is niche. Satellites, space stations, Moon, Mars feels distant, abstract. But that's exactly why it's exciting. Rocket launches don't just solve transportation, they open doors. There's an old saying, build the rails and people will come. No one knew exactly what demand would look like before railroads or airplanes existed. Think about our world without rail, air travel, or the internet. Now imagine rocket launches becoming as routine as flights. That's why Starlink exists. Not because humanity suddenly realized satellite internet matters, but because Falcon 9 made it affordable. Lower launch costs turn impossible ideas into viable businesses. This is exactly what happened with the internet. 20 years ago, no one imagined mobile payments, ride sharing, or blockchain when people were just chatting on early messengers. Space is infrastructure, not science fiction. Why are the US and China racing to the moon and Mars? Because if rare resources are found, someone will mine them. That's human nature. Just like people crossed oceans to dig for gold centuries ago. But here's the key point. If you're chasing fast profits, space may not be for you. It's capital intensive, it's slow, it requires patience. Even today, satellite manufacturing remains expensive. A single satellite platform can cost hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. This isn't a quick trade. Should you buy Rocket Lab now? I can't answer that for you, and honestly, no one should. Investing is personal. It depends on your finances, your risk tolerance, and your ability to sleep at night. What I will say is this: never invest with money you need to live. Never sacrifice your quality of life for a stock. All investments carry risk, especially in frontier industries like space. We'll dive deeper into Rocket Lab after the next earnings report and look at the numbers together. For now, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Lynn. I'll see you next time.